Hey there, it's Stephanie Shade, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope. And this one is for you, Aries. Here we go into the month of November. And we've got the sun shining in Scorpio through the 20th. This is going to highlight your intimate relationships, shared resources, and it could shine a light on some hidden information. Now, both Mars and Mercury will be retrograde as the month begins, and this really emphasizes the need to review the past and uncover potential problems before moving forward, and especially for you, Aries, because Mars is your ruling planet. I'll talk more about when it will station direct in this horoscope. And the people who may feel it the most. Now we've got Mercury stationing direct right at the beginning of the month on November 3rd. And it's stationing direct in the sign of Libra. So this is going to occur in the part of your chart that has to do with partnership. If you're an Aries rising, you may really feel this. It should feel somewhat of a relief a few days after the retrograde, and as we move through November and clear the shadow of this, communications can flow a lot better once Mercury is direct in your partnership house. Now, if you have an Aries sun and you were born around April 15th, you're really going to feel that Mercury opposite your sun. And if you have about 25 degrees of Aries rising, this is where you'll feel the most effects of Mercury doing its station. Now, as it stations direct, it's going to be time to integrate the information that you gathered since it went retrograde back on October 13th. So keep that in mind. After November 3rd, you're going to feel more equipped to determine your best path forward, and we'll be in the shadow phase of this retrograde through November 20th. So even though you'll start getting the green light to move forward, you still need to take it slow, avoid making rushed decisions. It's more of a yellow light instead of a red light. Now, good news, November 13th, your ruling planet of Mars will station direct. And it's stationing direct at 15 degrees of Aries. This ends a cycle that began back on September 9th. Many Aries people and Aries rising people have been well aware of this Mars retrograde going through the sign of Aries. Mars is the planet that rules Aries, and it's very strong when it's expressed in this sign. There's a lot of positive things about it as far as feeling courageous, feeling confident, feeling that you can stand up for what you believe in. There is positive assertiveness associated with this, but when Mars is retrograde in Aries, sometimes assertiveness crosses the line to over aggressiveness. And this has been hard on a lot of people with strong Aries in their chart. So once Mars stations direct, I think it will feel like there's more productive things you can do if you've been feeling frustrated, blocked. It's also the planet that has to do with action. And so during this Mars retrograde cycle, it's been pretty difficult to push forward with new actions, new ideas. And that's especially frustrating for Aries people, I think, because we are the initiators of the zodiac. I'm both Aries and Aries rising, so I feel ya. Now, you'll have some astrological support after November 13th to initiate new actions. And as the month progresses, you're likely to make some progress on a project that has felt blocked or stuck. You'll probably feel more energetic and ambitious during the second part of November once Mars is direct. And Mars will be in Aries all the way through January 6th. So don't burn all your energy out this month. It could feel so exciting that Mars is finally direct that you want to just do everything at once, but you can make a plan of action that you can implement over the coming months and really channel that energy harness it, use it in a controlled, productive manner, and you might be surprised how much you can accomplish between now and the first of the new year. Now, here's our new moon this month, November 15th, new moon at 23 degrees of Scorpio. This is a great time to set intentions related to partnership, soulmate connections, business agreements, psychological healing, and getting to the bottom of any mysterious circumstances. There's a real problem-solving energy available with this new moon. And the good news is that we're outside of the official retrograde dates by November 15th. I think we'll get a little more oomph. You could even go back and see what intentions you set at the October new moon when we were in the double retrogrades, and you may want to reinforce those intentions at this new moon. Now, if you're not a member of janspiller.com yet, I encourage you to go check that out, because then you'll gain access to email alerts that will let you know the time of the new moon and the best time to set your intentions. This is something that Jan Spiller specialized in. And it's so helpful to know these power windows of time to use the new moon so that you make the most of your new moon intentions. Now, we've got the sun moving into Sagittarius on the 21st, and this offers support for educational and spiritual pursuits. So if you've been trying to decide when to move forward with plans that involve maybe enrolling in classes or some type of training program, you'll probably gain more clarity towards the end of the month when the Sagittarius sun is lighting up this part of your chart. We've got a November 30th full moon lunar eclipse. Never a dull moment. We get out of the retrogrades. Now it's time for eclipses. This is a 8-degree Gemini lunar eclipse, and it will help you to see the results of efforts related to communications, maybe some of your advertising or promotion if you've been trying to get the word out about what you do, people seeking jobs, making those connections. I think this full moon lunar eclipse can finally show you that the work you've been doing these past few months will have some results. It's been very frustrating for people trying to make these connections during the double retrogrades. It's also a fantastic full moon to gain a greater understanding about those around you. You can use what you know to help people in your community. It's really all about connectedness at this full moon lunar eclipse. And because it's in Gemini, if it starts to feel overly emotional, as it sometimes does when it's a full moon eclipse, you can rely on your skills of logic, analysis, stepping back, maybe doing some of your own research before having an emotional reaction. And as always, things tend to smooth out a little better a few days after the full moon, especially when it's combined with an eclipse. So if you had some realizations and you need to talk to someone about it, a few days later, it tends to go a little bit better. So I hope you can make the most of November's astrology. Please be safe and be well. And I will see you here next month with your horoscope.